Hey everybody, it's Teresa here with Artistry Nails, and I'm going to show you how to do a dark overlight ombre. I had a girl on the forum ask about it, and I said I would do on Sunday, but I have a little time right now, so I'm going to do my light. And I use a number 8 flat brush for this, just because the flat brush is, pretty much, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it goes over the whole nail pretty much all at once. It'll lay over the whole nail. So I'm just tapping my clear on there, and then I like to back brush it in. Remember whenever you're doing ombre that the monomer is your friend. If you feel like you're working a little too dry, colored acrylic's really workable if you just add a little bit more monomer to it, because it takes it a little longer to dry than, or cure I should say, than regular acrylic, just because it's only half acrylic and half pigment. It's got all that pigment in it, so it doesn't dry as quick. So it gives it a little bit more workability. Don't feel bad if you've daubed your brush off. Just go back and get some more monomer out of the container. So you want to work your pink up. I'm going to do the same color she did so that I can show you, because dark and light ombres are the very hardest to do. Just because there's such a contrast there that they tend to not blend very well. So there's the pink, and I'm going to let that dry for just a second. I'm going to grab my hair dryer just so I can heat this up after we're done, and I can show you a quick trick, because I tend to work really fast when I'm building acrylics, and sometimes I'll come back and the first one that I did is still not dry. So rather than sit there and sometimes my clients are in a hurry, I just grab a heat gun or I stick their hands in the light is a good thing to do. It's just after you're done with that hand, let them put their hands in the LED light because they get warm. So here is your dark brown pigment. That's the pigment that she was using. I'm going to hit this with a hairdryer just for a second. But let me move my powder so I won't blow that everywhere. Boy, that would be fun. So that as soon as it's matte, you can go ahead and work with your second color. As soon as it's matte. What I mean by matte is, so you want to go about halfway in between the cuticle and the pink part. And don't worry that you just got it on there, because there's a fix for that. So you put another little bead behind it. You're working in thin coats because you're going to come back and you're going to encapsulate this in clear. So my coffee wore off and now I'm slurring when I talk. No, I haven't had anything to drink. You think so? I'm just tired. My coffee's worn off for the day. Just make sure you clean your brushes out really good after you do a dark ombre, because the next person may want a French manicure. God, I can't believe I just said French manicure. That's so 90s. Anyway, and your brushes would be still brown. So you would be like literally brushing brown over their nails. So you can see where that pink is just a little bit more than the brown. That's okay. We're going to come back and fix that here in just a second. I'll put the lid on this. I know me in the hairdryer, I'm surprised I didn't blow powder all over the place the first time. So Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to go back with our cover powder. This is a trick to doing the difference between a light one and a dark one. And you're going to want to place your cover powder right on the tip, like so. And you're using a very, very, very light hand. And you're just going to blend that back up in there. Don't worry so much about your sides. I haven't shaped my sides. I'm not really going to shape my sides. This is just a Gel X tip. I use them for demonstrations only. So we're going to go back down. And then we're going to back brush, back brush, back brush. And you want to back brush like the sides right here. You want to back brush them a little bit more up in there. Just so it'll look like the natural curve of a smile line. Keep in mind, ombres aren't going to be perfect. They're going to have flaws, and that's one reason we encapsulate them. The other reason is because they're done with colored acrylic 90% of the time. But if you have 5 fingers and they all have this on them, none of them are going to be the same. They're all going to look different. If it's not pink enough, you can go back and add a little bit more pink. Just make sure I hold my brush a little further back. It makes it easier to back brush and feather. Literally, I'm not using any pressure. I'm just feathering it back up in there. There is your ombre. You can now, because the bottom part is a regular acrylic and it's lighter, you can go ahead and go and encapsulate. You don't necessarily have to, but again, I'm using a really light stroke. And I'm going to heat this up. So it's going to be loud for just a second. It melted the nail tip. I forgot these were Gel X. Yeah, it does that. When you use it with the Gel X, because they're gel, it literally melts them like wax. So it won't do that to your client. But I just did that literally for the purpose of this video, and that was funny. But you just kind of want to go and buff over the surface. You don't want to buff through that clear. You want that clear on there. You want that clear to stay on all of it. Yeah, I kind of messed that up, didn't I? I didn't even realize that until I picked it up to shape it. I've done that before and I forgot. So it's not going to be the prettiest shape, but the ombre is nice. And that's what we were going for. So there's that, and then you just top coat it, and I'll show you when you top coat it what it looks like. And there's your nice smoky ombre. So remember, when you're doing darker with lighter, it's okay to go back over it and blend it back in. It doesn't hurt to do that. So there's your finished ombre.